Make a Path presents Let's Talk.
The Walking Dead Q&A 26. I'm Omar, a fan of your channel from Saudi Arabia. What big event from the TV show or comics you wish it would happen differently? Omar. Awesome. From Saudi Arabia, huh? That is awesome. Well, how do you speak English? Do you know what I'm saying? Is there like a subtitle feature? I gotta look into that. Because if I have to like activate it, I should probably do that. If anyone knows anything about a subtitle feature, if I haven't looked it up yet, go ahead and let me know down below so I can activate that, or if I have to do anything for that. But Omar from Saudi Arabia, what I would do different, I would have done the governor's story different. They made the governor seem less of a maniac than I thought he should have been. I love the governor. I love David Morrissey's portrayal of the governor. But I just wanted that governor from the comics a little bit more. Somebody who was just sick and twisted. Somebody who was so weak before the apocalypse. Like just a weak little bastard that being in the apocalypse and not having the guts, you know what I'm saying? And watching everyone else die around him. And he lived, like Morgan was saying, we're the cowards, we'll live forever. The weak inherited the earth or something. And what the governor did is he chopped off heads and he would stare at it to kind of harden himself up, you know. Be the man who does survive the apocalypse. I wish they would have done that, you know. Just a really twisted guy who is always afraid of being weak. You know what I'm saying? So that way when a situation presents itself and any twisted way you take it, the governor would do something that was twisted, and in reality it's just because he thinks the other option is being weak. You know what I mean? Like robbing the army men. You know, he could have easily said, you know what, let's bring them along. But then he's thinking, you know what? They could probably try to take Woodbury over or act like they're in charge. Because they're a part of the army, the National Guard. They have weapons. They would not listen to me as leader. They would want to lead. Let's kill them and take their stuff. You know, and that's kind of what he did. But we really don't know at the time, especially when we're watching it. We're just like, oh, yeah, he's a bad guy because the governor's a bad guy. But it would have been nice to know, you know, yeah, that's what he was thinking. He was afraid that they were going to lead and not him. You know what I'm saying? So in his mind, he did an act out of weakness. You know what I mean? But the governor, especially with him and Michonne, as dark and twisted as that was, I would have loved to see that on screen. I think that is so powerful, and I'm kind of disappointed that they decided not to go that route with it. Wow, I do not know your name. Dryo HKLC, I don't fucking know. Have you played the Walking Dead game? If so, do you think they will have them featured in the future? By the way, I'm a new subscriber. Yes, I've played the Walking Dead game, and no, Robert Kirkman already officially stated that the people in the game will not be doing any crossovers. Conrad751. In a hypothetical situation? Shit, I hate hypothetical questions, because they never matter. They never matter. Let's see what kind of hypothetical question you got, boy. If Walter White, son of a bitch, Walter White was a survivor on the Walking Dead comic or show universe, how long do you think he would survive, and what type of leader, survivor would he be like? The cancer would come back and kill him. Anthony Nugent, do you think Rick's group will ever run into Morales again? No, I do not. Actually, I hope not. He wasn't even that good of a character in season 1. Nothing against the actor at all. I'm not saying anything bad about the actor at all. I'm just saying. That character in season 1, we all know it was one of those characters who's just there, you know? All the attention was on everything else in that season except for Morales. You know what I mean? It was on Rick. It was on his family. It was on the zombies. It was on the world, the apocalypse. It was on everything else except for Morales. So I think we're trying to get Morales back in more, the fans are, just because of nostalgia for the beginning of the series. Other than that, it's just, damn, that character wasn't interesting back then. Why would he be any more interesting now? Tina Hobbs, what is your favorite season so far, Ronnie? For me, it's either season 2 or season 1. My favorite season so far, it's still season 1. Unless I watch them all through again and change my mind, my favorite season's still season 1. Amy Burnett, hey Ronnie, love your videos and the work you do. I'm a big fan, just wanted to ask if you believe in any of the theories that Beth is alive. If so, no. As a matter of fact, This is an awesome question. As a matter of fact, the official Walking Dead winter issue of their magazine officially confirmed in a Green family tribute. Beth is dead, deceased, and she was in fact killed off by Dawn. Because I'm still getting people saying, but the bullet hole was wrong and all this other hoopla. Speaking of which, is I might have to get a cousin of mine to help me with this, but I kind of went at AMC and the post-production crew and was like, listen man, you guys botched that bullet hole up. I still kind of believe it should be moved a little bit, you know, maybe more over out of sight. And the only reason is the camera angle, it's off. It's like crooked. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, me included, think the bullet should have came under her chin. And it probably should have. There's only one problem. And I did this with my cousin. I stood there because, and I proved myself wrong. You know what I'm saying? Let's just make that clear. I stood there with my cousin and I was going to prove a point. The bullet hole should have been under Beth's chin. That's wrong. If you and another person, for shits, you know, this is probably taking it too far, but stand there. The person playing Beth, you're going to cross your arm to stab Dawn. Now what happens here, this alignment with your arm and with exactly where that person's gun is going to be, lines up. So if she fires, that bullet, if it wants to enter the chin, the bullet is going to go up through her arm and hit her chin. You know what I'm saying? Her arm is in the way. You know what I mean? So in order for it to hit her without hitting anything else, it can't be the under the chin shot. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed something very odd when I was doing it with a friend, and you're going to have to do this with a friend. When I did it with my cousin, because my cousin asked, you know, what happened there? That was too fast. I was trying to prove myself right, and I actually proved myself wrong. But if you go like that with a friend, and this is stupid. It's so stupid. But anyway, Beth goes, stabs Dawn in what? The shoulder. Here's another person. The shoulder like this. You have this arm is in the way from where her hip and gun would be. You know what I mean? It's going to be right here. But I noticed what this does, this angle, if the other person is right here, gun on the side here, if the person pulls just like they did in the video, like this, because a lot of people don't realize that either. Dawn pulls it quick draw like this and fire, because everyone says she didn't have a gun. If you watched the behind the scenes feature, Dawn practices with Beth. Beth stab her, Dawn quick draws, the actress that plays Dawn. We don't see that because of the angle of the camera, but they practice that. You see it clear as day. Dawn killed Beth. There is no conspiracy. Beth is not alive. Beth is dead. It's deceased. It's already verified. It's already confirmed. By now, everyone under the sun has confirmed it except for Team Delusional. Now, this is the interesting thing I'm getting at. When Beth does this and stabs, I noticed something. What this does, when you're standing in this position, is it actually has your head fully exposed, where if you draw a straight line, that angle is perfect to where you can get a clean forehead entrance wound at that angle. And I so wish I had another person here. I would show you what I'm talking about. If the person was standing there and she pulled her gun from her hip, when you're doing this, stabbing like Beth, this person here, if you pull, the angle comes right up. See how your shoulder here? See how your head is up? If Dawn, and I know, on TV it looks like Dawn is somewhere under here because of the angle. They're like so close. But there's a distance there. You know what I mean? Now, in order to shoot her under her chin, the two characters would have had to been on top of each other. And I know on TV it looks like they're literally touching each other's faces, but there's not. There's a little bit of room there. So that little bit of room is the trajectory of the bullet, not going straight up. See what I'm saying? It's coming this way. And that's why it hits her head and blows out the top of her head here, because of the angle of the bullet. So it would hit here and then blows out right here. And that is because she is doing this when the bullet comes up and ba-bloom. You know what I mean? I mean, this probably doesn't look like it at all. And even though I proved myself wrong, I still firmly believe that it probably should have blew off, you know what I mean, like the whole top, like a chunk, as if it hit her in the top and just peeled her scalp, you know, like an Indian, it scalped her. I really feel like that. But instead of a graze, obviously you want her to die. So it would have been gory. If I had my way with it, I would have done it gory. And that's one thing I'm actually really afraid of, because I am a stubborn son of a bitch. And if I was ever to do something on TV, like show or movies, and, you know, that's going to be real as shit. It's going to be real. It's going to be really real. moving on. Beth is dead, deceased. Bone. Will Andrea ever find out what Carl did, killing Ben? You know what? I don't think she'll ever find out, but I hope she does. And if she does, part of me still feels like she'd be pissed, but she's been with Carl as his mom for so long now. She's attached there. You know what I mean? She loves Carl. She took in Ben, don't get me wrong, but what was it? A few weeks? You know, that she took in Ben and he died? She's been with Carl for years. So I don't think it would be as dramatic as I would, hope it would be. Joe is cool. Do your predictions on season 6 through season 11, and whenever you think what season they will have the current storyline. Oh, the current comic storyline. A prediction in season 6 through season 11. Dude, there's no way I could predict that far ahead. I do have a video coming where I kind of predict or try to predict where they're going in the next few seasons, but I tell you what, I'm not doing that until the end of season 5. A lot is in the air, and I gotta see where they go with Alexandria. I feel very confident I will know the direction they're going once I see when they get to Alexandria and how this season ends. I put money on it, So I will do that after season 5. The Mad Mud Mob. Do you think maybe the reason Beth only wounded Dawn was so she would become a patient and suffer like the others? Have her fate in the hands of whichever cop would be in charge of her. But you know what? It was impulsive. I don't think Beth thought that specifically, you know what I mean? That could have been like a real quick bonus. I think she did that impulsively just to say, I'm going to poke this bitch, and, she might not be in charge anymore after I poke her. But I also don't believe she thought she was going to die. Daniel Lewis. Who was your favorite character and season in Lost? I liked so-and-so the most and was pissed when they killed him off. You know what? It's been so long, I do not remember exactly which season. When they started doing flash forwards, whatever season that was, I think that was the greatest ending. You know what I mean? It's the greatest season finale. Because they fooled, at least me, they fooled me the whole time. I mean, I thought they were still doing flashbacks, and I'm like, well, this is kind of odd, where'd he get the beard? And here they were doing flash forwards. My favorite character, though, is Jack. I love Jack. I thought he was the best, Extreme Mario plushies. Do you think that Negan will kill Morgan? No, I don't. Aldo Mora. In Nebraska, when Rick killed those 2 douchebags, will you talk about that moment? What about it?
Subscribe now.